Paul wanted to say it was simple, but we realized it's very much not simple, and here we are.
Like I said, he's a 4-time scoring champ. So you plan your scout report on trying to stop him, and that's what makes the Warriors so scary, because you have Curry, you have Klay, you have Draymond, but this guy, he's just a once-in-a-lifetime generational player. He's 7 feet. He can shoot the three-pointer. He can drive to the basket, dunk on you, pull up in the mid-range. He just has so much in the arsenal. Look at him. He just one dribble pull up with the shot clock winding down. How do you stop a guy like this? LeBron.
Do you?
Backdoor, dunk. He has everything in his arsenal. And then when he's not scoring, like last game, he had 8 assists, 6 assists tonight, 10+ rebounds. He may be the best player in the world today.
Today?
I mean, you are. Wait.
Today.
Whoa.
I mean,
whoa.
look. I mean, we're on the final stage. LeBron is giving you good
Paul,
numbers.
stop.
Wait,
Paul,
wait,
stop
what
it.
can't he
Paul,
do?
Let me stop you
What-
before
Where's
you
that
start.
drink? What's in there?
Cut it
What
out,
can
Paul.
he do on the court?
Let me check in that
Yeah, let me smell what
Paul,
you got going on in your mug.
You stop it now.
Hey, this is truth juice.
Hey, listen. Let me tell you something. He balled out today. The best player in the world? I don't know. However, I'll say this. He was great. Nobody can guard
He's
KD. We
been
all know
great.
that. Yes, of course. I think he's the second best player in the league. But
All right.
the stat that I am most impressed with him, and of course he came here to win a championship. He came here to play with Steph Kerr, all of that. This guy had 5 blocks today.
Yeah.
We've seen him play defense this year like we haven't in any other season. He's their rim protector. He's a good pick and roll defender. He's done so many different things this season in making his game better, peeling back different layers on his game. I mean, I'm proud of him. I really am. But to see him perform is beautiful. His poetry in motion to watch him play. But
It's like a love song up
All
here.
right, one
Best
more
in the
point.
world?
Curry was the unanimous MVP a year ago. MVP the year before that. Durant add him to the unanimous MVP, and he is their best player.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
How about this? Mr. Big Shot, the truth beats. We have not seen this before. We did not
So we're going to argue? Okay.
see this last year, because let me tell you why. We said it before the game. The Cleveland Cavaliers ain't beating this team 4 out of 5 games.
No way.
Because of the person that we're talking about, Kevin Durant. And the thing I like about his dominance, it ain't just against the shot against Richard Jefferson. He's doing it on purpose against LeBron. He's looking at LeBron James standing in front of him and saying, I'm about to get a bucket off the bounce. I'm about to go to the post. I'm about to go to the hoop. Do you know how demoralizing that is for the Cleveland Cavaliers when they know they only have one guy that can possibly stop KD, and it's LeBron, yet he's still having his way?
LeBron did have a triple-double. I want to talk a little bit about LeBron, because isn't that going to be the argument that LeBron is the best player in the world, but he cannot do everything?
There's nobody arguing that.
Well, we
except
go-
for
No,
Paul
no.
Pierce.
That's
Except
truth
for
juice
Paul.
over here.
Nobody's arguing
Just
that.
dropping bombs all night.
Well, Kawhi
There's
Leonard's somewhere watching this game. I'm just
There's
saying.
nothing
Okay.
Durant can't do on the court.
Correct.
I agree with that. No, 100%, P. 100%.
But here's what makes it work. It's so awesome when your best player isn't ball dominant. KD can play
Scores
on the
within the
ball,
offense.
off the ball, and now everybody else gets a chance to get involved. So now Clark can come in and get going. Klay Thompson can find a way to make shots. And as you mentioned, LeBron was terrific, but it just wasn't enough.
It was, and you just mentioned the guy, Klay Thompson. Ooh, that
Relive that moment.
That was
that
like
was
NBA
Westbrook-like.
jam.
Wait,
That
can I
was
ask you this?
Russell Westbrook-like.
What are you supposed to do with this sheet? Because he had the triple-double. You got 27 out of Kevin Love, 19 out of Kyrie Irving, and yet here we are with a 19-point loss.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't like Kyrie's 19 today.
Well, it was ugly.
It was a little
ugly.
uninspired. Here's the biggest difference in the series. There's a few differences. You
Yeah,
talk about
getting
this
off
year
that
and
ball.
last year.
I know where you're going.
This year and last year.
Yep.
Like, they made it tough on the Splash Brothers last year. Nowhere else to go with the basketball. Draymond had a couple big games. Now you add Kevin Durant. It's no real good way to play this team. But we talk about Kyrie Irving. You can't play isolation basketball against this Warrior team. Their defense is just too good. So you got to move the ball. Not only move the ball, move bodies. Similar to the way that these guys play. The Cavaliers have a ton of shooters on their team, but they can't get shots just playing isolation basketball, shooting two-pointers all game.
I agree with you. I mean, look, the Kevin Durant factor is too much right now. It's too much, because if you take Kevin Durant off this team right now, Cavaliers are clearly better than the Golden State Warriors. And Kyrie, he's going to look a lot different. So Kyrie going out here, he had 20 points today, was really not a factor. Kevin Love stepped up tonight, which was great, but this is one of the best teams I've ever seen.
And here's the thing about KD and Steph, like I was saying, when you can play without the ball, Steph Curry allows him to show his greatness as well.
Sure.
Because Steph had a triple-double today. He had 10 assists in game 1. And he remember everybody questioning, A, if he could play on the big stage, because he didn't win Finals MVP a couple of years ago. B, could he play with or outplay Kyrie Irving? And so now all of a sudden you have a motivated, unanimous MVP playing at home on this stage, and it's really been a show to watch. 2 MVPs on the same roster, both under 30 years of age. That has never happened in the history of the league.
What did you say during the whole game?
Look, this can be the start of something special for the next 3 or 4 years. Now, look, Curry had 32 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists, and he wasn't the best player on the court.
Right.
What does that say about this Golden State team?
Tough, man.
Can
tough.
tough. I know we don't have crystal balls, and I don't love the game of predictions, but can this possibly happen? Could we see a situation where the Golden State Warriors just run the table?
Well, if they're going to keep getting 100 and they're going to get 130-something every night, then of course you can. I mean, you got to think if you're Cleveland, you want to come out and try to get this win today, but more importantly, come out and fight. Make it a competitive fight. Make it a competitive game. They did that for the most part. This team is just too dangerous. I mean, the Warriors are always 2 minutes away from blowing any team out, and that's just what we've seen tonight.
KD literally embodies today's game as it relates to positionless basketball. You have a 6'11" guy with an unlimited range that can get you 5 blocks, play on the ball, play off the ball, and play winning, inspired basketball as the only all-star in this series that doesn't have a championship just yet.
So why isn't he the best player in the game?
Well, I like to play king of the court, okay? Like when you made the game-winning shot, what'd you say? That's game.
I call game.
Right? So tonight when KD goes to bed, he's going to feel like the best player in the world, as he should.
Jeff Van Gundy said, I wanted to get your opinion on this. He said that Curry and Durant are the best duo ever in this game.
That's just
I'm just asking.
They're just emotional. It's fresh in their minds.
Yeah, we can't be prisoners of the moment.
There's too many legends out there. You have Magic, Kareem, Shaq, and Kobe. I mean, there's too many.
Did you ever heard of Jordan and Pippen?
Jordan and Pippen. Well, in the end of the day, this team could pass them because if they can win the championship, these 2 guys are going to be ranked in the top 50 all time.
They will.
At the end of the day.
Well, you can't be ranked in the top 50 when you already have 50, Paul.
Well, you can bump people down. It's like a bad situation.
Well, you got to bump some people out. That's all it is. You got to bump some people out. But there's too many guys in history right now. You got to sit back. It's fresh in everybody's head. Everybody's looking at what's happening today.
Hot take.
Let's just settle down and let everything smooth over after this finals and then try to figure it out.
Well, the offensive game of one Klay Thompson showed up tonight. That has been the question around town anyways. Most people around here are like, when's that going to happen? That's got to be a problem if you're the Cavaliers. I don't care if you are heading back home. If he's awake as well and everybody else is, how do you
know, it's so funny. You talk about Klay Thompson. Everybody around town, everywhere you go, they're saying, man, what's wrong with Klay? What's wrong with Klay? Are you worried about Klay? I'm never worried about Klay. And here's why. Klay has the ability to have a quarter of 30 points, 25, 30 points. That's a good game for most players. And here's why I'm never worried about him. He's always going to be engaged on the defensive end of the basketball court, making Kyrie take tough shots night in and night out. You never worry about a guy like that, but he can always get hot and have a good game.
I think he benefited the most of having Kerr back.